Real hot girl shit.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's the Limo, and today we're jumping out the box. We are doing some knitting of baby booties, okay? So today I will be using Burnett's baby blanket yarn. You don't have to use this, okay? You don't even have to follow the recommendation on there, cause I'm not. My weapon of choice to execute this is 8 US 5mm knitting sticks, row counter, a knitting needle, not sharp, stitch counters to keep track of your stitching, scissors, clean hands, and a clean working area because you have to give this to somebody's baby. So you want to make sure it's clean as possible. Always wash your hands. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like, comment, subscribe because it helps my channel. Thank you. I already cleaned my table. This table is just super old, okay? It's the craft table. The craft tray, whatever. So I'm gonna do the first two straight stitches or knit stitches on the stick because those are considered one row. The first one that you do is never considered one row. When you do the second one, that's considered one. Then you press the counter. That's it. So after you do that row, you go on to the second row. You need to do a total. You need to have a total of 8 on here. You need to get to 8. You do 8 rows. Okay, so after you do the 8 rows, this is what it looks like. You see? This is what it looks like. So from there, after you do this, you still got the tail. You start the purl stitch inward. You count 14. Put a stitch marker on, decrease one, purl, go back to that decreased one, purl again, and I'm gonna just show you. So what I mean by that is you take this one, you don't purl the first one, just don't do it. You purl that one, okay?
Oh, can I watch this show?
So what I mean by that is you take it. See, when you knit, you go this way. You go outward. When you purl, you purl inside that loop. You bring the working one in front, and you take the working needle in front, like you point it inward. You go through the loop. Let me put the loop back. I'm about to show you. So what I mean is, I'm gonna show you. You see this one? Don't do that one first. Just don't do it. Don't ask why. Just don't do it. Make sure it's tight though. And it has to be in the front because your purling is towards you. So then you take the needle, right? You see it? And you put it towards the front because the yarn is towards you. And that working yarn is towards you. You know you're doing it right. Purling it towards you. So you take that working yarn and you put it around the working needle that you inserted into there. Right? You twist it around the front and then you pull. Wait, because this is where I have a hard time at. Sorry. Because my yarn's so tight. You pull that working yarn out. So you should have 2. You should have the one that you didn't purl, that you just latched on there. You should have a new one, so that's 2 all together. It should be 14. You should do 14, so that's 2. And see, when I showed you that I did 8, I did 8 rows. So then you do, you do 3. Well, obviously I can't do 3 because I'm trash. Pull it off of the non-working needle. You pull that row off. See? You go, you don't, when you knit, you go back that way. You don't do that. When you're purling, you go inward. And I'm trying to show you, like, you go in the front of it. Your working yarn when you're purling, it always should be in the front. It shouldn't be in the back like you're knitting. You're purling. So you put You see, you put that working yarn around that front one that you inserted around there, and you pull that needle inward, and out should come that working yarn there, like that. I'm gonna show it again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only 4. So we need to do 10 more. That's 5. See it? There you go. In front of you. 6. There you go. 7. 8. You have to take control of your sticks. Count too, just to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8. 9. Okay, sorry y'all. They don't be acting right sometimes. So 9. You gotta pull that yarn, that stitch off that you did from the previous one. You go inward into it. Pull that working yarn that you put into there. Pull that old stitch off. I'll show it again. How many did I say that was? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 10. So we need 4 more. 11. Pull that working yarn out. Pull the old one. 12. 13. So that's 13. 14. So let's go back and make sure that that's 14. Just make sure. Okay, so that's 14, right? So what you do is you take another stitch to do a decrease. Now you about to decrease. Let go of stitch. Your total decreasing, between decreasing on both sides, you'll see what I'm talking about when you add the stitch counter. Your final should be 9 on both sides. Both sides should match is what I'm saying. And you'll see what I'm saying. This is 14 right here. So in order to start your decrease, you add one that's not purled. You purl this one. You purl it, right? Take that off. You go back to the one, this one right here. That it's funny how it's a color. This is the one that you didn't purl. You just latched that one on. And you stick your needle through it underneath. You see how I went in there? I'm going to do it again. This one that you just latched on, that I latched on, you stick the needle in that one. And you pop that one over the one that you last purled, like that. It's a way to make it tight, but right now I'm just, you pull your working string to make it tight. So when you count out, that's because you just decreased a stitch. So you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It should be a total of 16. So you do one more. You purl one more. So that should be 16. You put the marker on, right? Let's count and make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Stitch counter. Keep track of it. So then this other side, this is the second, because it's two sticks you're working with, you purling. This side should be 16 too when you decrease. This is a total different way to decrease, and I'll show you. So you're gonna purl, right? This side, you're gonna purl the first one. Oh shit. Okay, I did it. I thought I didn't do it. So you purl the first one, right? And then you decrease 2 on this side always. Once you decrease the one on this side, you have to decrease 2. So you don't have to do the same thing. You'll see it. You have to add it to make sure it makes sense. So that's 1, 2. Now we can count over here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's how you know you did it right. When both sides equal the same thing, okay? This side and this side, they both have to equal the same thing. Okay, both sides have 16 on it. I'm going to do maybe 1 more or 2 more rows so you can get the understanding. Each row has to be decreased, because the final decreasing number is 18. 9 and 9 on each side. So I'm trying to hope you catch my drift here. You have to keep purl stitching. You have to keep decreasing. I'm going to do another one, and then I'm going to show you. So, purl that one. Okay. So, I'm going to show you how you know you're going to be correct towards the end. I started doing, when I just showed you, right, it was 16 on each side. This is how you know you're right. At the marker, you see it's 3 right here. You see where the marker is? I'm gonna pop it up. This is the marker. You know when you're doing it right because you count 3, right? But in those 3, you count 2 as a 1. So these 2, out of that 3, these 2 is 1. So I already knitted 2. Well, I already purled 2 on this new stick right here. So that's 2, 3. I'm counting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. The 2 is 14. 15. That's how you know you're doing it right. Okay? 15 on this side, 15 on this side. 14, 14, 12. Ooh, sorry, not 12. 14. 13, 13, 12, 12, 11, 11, 10, 10, 9, 9. That's 18 together. But I'm going to show you real quick. I'm going to do this row. When you coming up on 3 counts, the 3, when you get to the second part of the 3, you drop 1. Purl. Go back to that 1. Purl again. Counter on the new stick. I'm going to show you. I'm purling, not knitting. I'm purling the stitch. You will start to see the shoe forming. You see that little hump? That's how you know you're doing it right. Like I said, both numbers have to make sense on both sides. So if it's going to be 15 on this side, it got to be 15 on that side too. One side can't be half step or you mess up the whole situation. And that's just not good. So, I'm going to show you. Not counting it because I just don't care right now. I know I'm not messing up because I've done this 1,000,001 times. If you want to count and keep track, that's fine. I won't be mad at you. And you shouldn't be mad at yourself. This is a fun hobby that I've learned. I've taught on myself. I didn't so much teach myself. I watched a few people on YouTube do it. I didn't like the way they was explaining it. So I felt like, why not just do my own video explaining it better? No, I'm not using subtitles. Nothing wrong with the way they was explaining it. It's just that the English did not match the subtitles. That's what I'm trying to say. And I was getting frustrated. And I don't like to be frustrated. That drives me. You see those 3 markers right there? That's 3 markers to the knit counter. The knit stitch counter. This is what I'm telling you to do. You take your working needle, you go and you put that stitch on there. You don't knit it, you don't purl it, you don't do nothing. So now you got 2 stitches to the marker. You purl that second one that's on there, right? Purl it like that. Stick it through. There you go. You go back to that one. Go back to this one that's not purled. Because you purled, this was the 3. 1, 2, 3. This one right here. You see? There you go. You didn't purl this one. You did nothing. You just pushed it over to this marker. You skipped over it. This is where you pull it up. That's where the decrease is. You see it? So you go, take that one that's before the pearl one, the pearl one that you did, and you pull it over. And it's decreased. See? Back to purling. The way I'm holding the needles is not how I really hold them. It's just, I'm trying to show y'all. Take the marker off. Take the marker off. Boop. Right over there. Oh, shit. No, don't take it off. So, new row. So, let's count. Before we get to the new row, let's count. Let's make sure this is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Bam. New side. We need the goal of 15. 15 over there. That's what we gonna get 15. In order to get 15, if you forgot what I was saying the last time, you, on this left side, you will decrease 2 down to 1. So you stick your working needle in underneath, you purl underneath 2 stitches. Take your time. Purl. This is really a decrease. And it turns into 1. Like that. So right there, you should have 2 on there. So if you want to make sure, just in case you mess up, that's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cha-ching. 15 on both sides. That's how you do it, okay? It's not that hard. It's so simple. So, I'm going to do this all the way down, okay? Purl all the way down through. Thank you. Okay. Like I said, I thought I'd show you from this view because I was showing you from in front of me. This view feel like it's much better. Okay, I'm showing you the 3 stitches to the marker so you can see it from the hand view. So you take this stitch, slide it off the needle onto the next one. Then you purl the second stitch. Purl, purl, purl. Then you go back to the one that you just added first, which is that light pink color right there, oddly. Right there. So then you go and stick the needle in, and you slide that one over the second stitch out of the 3, and that's your decrease. So then you see you have 1 stitch to the marker. You purl that stitch onto the other needle. Like that. Now you have your stitch marker and you put it on that needle. Now you go to the next row and you purl that one onto the next needle. And then you have to decrease the two, see, the 2 to 1. You decrease 2 to 1 on this side. Trying to show you those 2. You stick the needle through both of those. Work with me, bear with me. So you take your working needle and you put it over and you stick it through, and that needle that you put over, you decrease. And you just keep going down, purling until you get to the end. As you can see, there's the end. I'm at the end. Okay, we're back. So if you made it this far, you obviously got to this. Okay, so once again, if you made it this far, this is what it's going to look like, the shoe. So there's 9 on each side. And you will see me count it out. Again, 9 on each side. The big number is 18 altogether once you drop the marker. So let's count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So marker. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 18 is the magical number. So we're going to have to get rid of this marker and form them all together. See, you see the shoe? It's forming. There it is, right there. You knit, not purl towards you. Knit away. Put it in there. I got the stitch counter. It's a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. You knit a total of 13 rows. But you could break it up and you could do 5 and then you could count another 8. So altogether it's 13 rows. 13 rows. I'm going to do just 2 rows to show you. So by the time I come back, you will see 13 rows knitted. So let's start. Like I said, you don't have to knit the first one. Put the first one through. Oh shoot. First one. First one. 1. 2. 3. 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops. Hold on. I gotta fix this one. I messed up. I didn't do this one. That's 9. Okay, that's 9. So you see the stitch counter? You take it off. Take it off. It's off. So you knit the 9 other ones. So 1. No stitch decrease. So I thought I'd show you from this side. Okay, so you will start to see, or you should have been seeing, this little dip down low and then back up like a little curve at the bottom. I'm just showing you. But now we're about to be at the third row. Don't mind me dropping stuff. But yeah, we are about to be at the third row. Okay, this is what the end looks like. So you had to do 5 knit rows, then you had to add an additional 8, which made 13. So now you have to, don't you see the shoe for me? Now you got to close the stitch. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So, you close the stitch with 2 stitches every time. So you go in like that, okay? Make it tight. Hey. Did you see that? Go in another one from the back. Bring your working yarn. Bring it around. In between the 2. Pull it out. Take it off of this one. Put the new working yarn on the working needle. So you see how you got 2? Just like how you decrease a stitch. In order to close this, you go to the second one right here. You stick the needle in and you go over that first stitch and pull that first stitch out. There you go. Always have 2, and you're gonna have 2 because you add another stitch on. I can show you from another angle. That's fine too. Oh shit, hold on. Like that. I'm gonna show you from another angle. So I'm gonna turn you from this one, like as if this is your hands. Okay. Always have 2 stitches on the working needle to cast off and close it. You're always gonna end with one when you go to another one. So what you do, you take the needle that's holding all the stitches and you stick it in the very back one. I obviously suck at it, but you bring the very back one over the first one. Oh wait, sorry, I'm trash. Okay, so you bring it over the very first one like that. That's how you do it, okay? Always got 2 stitches, so you put it in the next one. Put it in the next one. Bring the yarn in between the 2. Pull the working yarn out. Cast off of the old one. Go in between the very first stitch. Bring it over go to the last stitch. Bring it over the first stitch. And there you go. And you do it until you get all the way to the end. So, take it off of there. You take the other needle that you had the yarn on, the stitches, and you pull it through. So what you do is, you cut enough yarn to where you think it will be enough to close out all of this. Yeah, see? You didn't think that it was gonna come out, right? Ah, look at that. You cut that long piece and that comes off. Alright. See? That's the good side. So you turn it inside out and you knit here. I tie this up when I get there. Cut that part and then go there. And I'm gonna do it. We're at the final end. So what you do is, I probably don't need all this yarn. I'm gonna cut a little bit. It's just yarn. I'm gonna cut a little. Just a little bit. Baby girl, not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So you take it and you put it inside. Tie it around. You don't need me to show you how to tie. You got it. Okay? So I don't like to start like all the way at the top because I just feel like I don't want the little baby legs to be suffocated. So what I do is I go down. I go down. I keep going down. And I'll go down some more. Maybe I'll fast forward this.
So indecisive, you can cuff me, but I'm wifey. I just want a nigga who gon' slurp me like a icy. Bitches bite me so hard, had